I watched a mom ignore her deaf daughter. The little girl's fingers twisting in the hem of her frilly dress, like she was trying to wring out the silence that choked her world. Elena Hale glided past, her Louboutins clicking like gunfire on the marble floor. Eyes locked on some venture capitalist's Rolex instead of the plea etched in Lily's face. Stepping in, I crouched down, my own hands, calloused from late nights coding in a basement apartment, forming the signs for "You're brave,
Kiddo.
what's eating at you?" Her eyes lit up like I'd flipped a switch. And, in that flicker, she spilled the truth her mother buried deeper than offshore accounts. Daddy's secrets weren't just boardroom deals. They were graves. That was the night everything cracked open. 3 months after Victor Hale had buried me alive in a federal indictment. I'm Willow Reed. Or at least I was 32, broke, and brilliant enough to invent the neural lace that could rewrite a person's motor cortex, like editing a bad tweet. It was supposed to revolutionize prosthetics, give the paralyzed their stride back, maybe even bridge the gaps for folks like Lily, who couldn't hear the applause her drawings deserved. But Victor? He saw dollar signs in the dark web of human ambition. My boss, my mentor, the silver fox who patted my shoulder at company picnics and called me the future of Hale Tech. He stole it. Not just the code, the whole damn prototype. Planted evidence in my cloud drive, falsified emails, doctored timestamps, a trail leading straight to me as the corporate spy selling secrets to Chinese rivals. The feds swooped in during a team-building retreat in Tahoe. Handcuffs in the snow. My colleagues gaping like I'd grown horns. "Traitor," Victor whispered as they led me away, his breath hot against my ear, reeking of single malt regret. 5 years federal time, they said. I served 3. Paroled early for good behavior. But the real crime? He got away with it. Hale Tech stock tripled. Victor bought a yacht named Redemption. Elena threw galas for deaf awareness, while Lily signed her loneliness into sketchbooks no one opened. Parole dropped me back in San Francisco, a ghost in the fog. No job blacklisted in tech. My name synonymous with "Don't hire the thief." I crashed on a cousin's couch in the Mission, scrolling LinkedIn at 3 a.m., watching Victor's feed glow with TED Talks and family photos cropped to hide Lily's shadow. That's when the hook sank deeper. I'd known about the girl from water cooler gossip, Victor's little miracle, born premature during a merger crunch. Deaf from some NICU mishap he never detailed. But at the gala, Lily's confession via frantic signs hit like a server crash. Mommy knows. About the lady in the hotel. And the papers you burned. The lady? His mistress. Some in turn half his age. The papers? Divorce threats Elena had drafted but shredded, trading silence for the lifestyle. I should have walked away. Signed "Stay Strong," and melted into the crowd, nursing a warm Chardonnay. But betrayal's a venom that ferments. Victor hadn't just stolen my work, he'd framed me to cover his own tracks, laundering the neural lace tech through shell companies, testing it on black market subjects for enhancements that blurred the line between man and machine. Whispers in prison from a hacker named Jax. Victor's prototype wasn't for healing. It was for swapping. Consciousness transfers, body hijacks, sci-fi wet dreams for the 1%ists dodging death or divorce courts. And Lily? She'd been a guinea pig. A beta test for auditory implants that fried her nerves instead. Victor buried the malpractice suit, paid off the doctors, left his daughter in the quiet as collateral. That night, after the gala, I tailed Elena home to their Pacific Heights mansion. Perched in my beat-up Civic across from the gates, I watched the valets unload crystal flutes while Lily's silhouette waved goodbye from an upstairs window. Unseen. My phone buzzed. Jax. My prison pen pal. The one who'd smuggled me USB drives of Victor's encrypted files. Got the back door. Willow. You in. The swap code. The neural ace's forbidden subroutine. One jolt. And souls could trade cages. I typed back. Light the fuse. The plan crystallized over ramen in Jax's Van Ness walk-up. Walls papered in circuit diagrams and conspiracy boards. Jax was a wiry ex-Googler, busted for deducing a crypto scam. Eyes like overclocked LEDs. It's risky, he said, cracking his knuckles over a laptop glowing blue. The lace syncs via quantum entanglement. Zap one implant. The other's got your ghost. Victor's got one embedded. Vanity procedure after his heart scare. Yours? We retrofit a cheap neural stim from the dark web. I nodded, tracing the scar on my temple from prison therapy, a botched lobotomy attempt that left me with migraines but perfect recall. Risky's my middle name since Tahoe. We sourced the gear from a ghost in Oakland, a bootleg lace, wired to a Faraday cage jury-rigged from server racks. Calibration took weeks, nights blurring into code marathons, fueled by energy drinks and the burn of injustice. I dream of Victor's face morphing into mine, his voice begging in my throat. Controversial? Hell. It was insane. Ethically bankrupt. But America's built on second chances for the rich, not the ruined. Why not flip the script? The swap night was a Thursday. Fog rolling thick off the bay, like a conspirator's cloak. Jax drove the van to the Hale Estates blind spot, a service alley behind the rose trellis. Victor was at a late dinner. Elena hosting book club. Lily tucked in with audiobooks that droned white noise. I swallowed the induction pill, bitter as regret, and Jax synced the signal. Electrodes kissed my scalp, humming like a hive awakening. 3. 2. The world inverted. Pain first, a lightning fork through synapses. Body screaming in stereo. Then, nothing. Blackout bliss. I woke to silk sheets and a view of the Golden Gate, heart pounding in a chest that wasn't mine. Victor's chest. Broad, tanned from Pilates, ticker steady under a monogrammed pajama. I lurched to the mirror. His hands, tracing the jawline I'd envied in boardroom selfies. Gray at the temples. Crow's feet from squinting at P&L statements. Holy shit, I whispered. Voice a bourbon rumble. Downstairs, the grandfather clock chimed 2. Elena's book club had devolved to wine confessions. I could hear laughter through the vents. Slipping into his study, I booted the desktop, biometrics bypassed by my own ghost in the machine. Files unfolded like a house of cards, the frame job blueprints, payoffs to feds, the neural lace logs. Lily's test session. Marked failure, auditory cascade, rage boiled. Hot and unfamiliar in this borrowed vessel. But control first. I drafted an email to the board. Resignations pending audit. Anonymous leaks to Reuters. Subtle sabotage. Seeds of empires rot. Dawn broke gray. And Elena stirred beside me, in bed with me. Her hand trailed my arm. Sleepy murmur. Missed you last night. Vic. Revulsion twisted my gut. But opportunity knocked. I rolled toward her, forcing a smile that felt like rust. Tell me about Lily, I said, voice low. She stiffened, eyes sharpening over her latte later in the kitchen. What about her? I pressed, casual as pouring orange juice. She's been drawing those weird things. The swaps. Elena's cup clattered. It's nothing. Childhood nonsense. But her pupils dilated. Fight or flight in a cashmere robe. That was the first crack in her facade. As Victor, I started watching. Really watching. Elena's charity work? A veil for laundering lace profits through deaf foundations. Her girls' trips? Rendezvous with Victor's rivals. Trading pillow talk for stock tips. And Lily. God. Lily. The girls signed at breakfast. Fingers flying. Dad. Why does Mom cry at night? I froze. Fork midway to mouth. In my real body, slumped in Jax's van across town. Monitored by his feeds, Willow's shell breathed shallow. But here, in this skin, I was Father of the Year. Because grown-ups are idiots, I signed back. Clumsy but earnest. Her giggle was silent thunder. Days blurred into a high-wire act, me puppeteering Victor Hale like a glitchy avatar in his own life. Mornings, board calls from the home office. Me and his Brooks brothers. Nodding at projections while mentally telling the leaks I'd queued, SEC filings twisted to spotlight the Lace's illicit trials. Afternoons, gym sessions with his trainer. Grunting through deadlifts that made this body sing. A far cry from my pre-prison yoga mats. Evenings, family theater. Where Elena's smiles grew brittle. Lily's trust a fragile bloom I watered with stolen moments. I'd sit with her in the sunroom, fumbling ASL from prison crash courses, decoding her sketches, whirls of color that screamed isolation. Figures swapping faces like masks at a costume ball. It was controversial as hell. This intimacy. Critics in my head, Jax's voice on burner calls. You're playing house? Willow. Get out before you bond. But revenge isn't a checklist, it's a slow poison. And I was dosing Victor's world drop by drop. His mistress. Chloe? I ghosted her texts, then forwarded them to Elena with a winky emoji. His poker buddies? I folded on bluffs, bleeding his crypto wallet dry. Each move a controversy, waiting to erupt. Is Victor cracking? The tech blogs buzzed. Hail Tech insider trading rumors? I fanned the flames from his own Twitter. Typos deliberate to mimic stress. The first real pushback came at a Napa retreat. Victor's inner circle toasting vintages older than my felony. Elena cornered me by the infinity pool. Sunset bleeding red into the vines. What's with you? Vic, ignoring my calls. Doting on Lily like she's suddenly her project. Her nails dug into my arm, his arm, perfume sharp as accusation. I met her gaze, channeling Victor's bluster. Maybe I'm evolving. Or maybe I'm done with your side hustles. She blanched, whispering, You don't know what you're stirring.
Oh.
But I did. Jax had decrypted her emails. Elena wasn't just complicit in the frame, she'd greenlit it. My neural lace? Her idea to test on Victor first? A marital escape hatch. When he balked, she flipped, helping him pin it on me, the expendable protege. Betrayal squared. Deep. Familial rot. As we drove back in the Tesla, Lily in the back seat sketching on her iPad, I gripped the wheel till knuckles whitened. Tell me about the accident, I said to Elena, eyes on the road. She laughed. Brittle. Which one? The merger or the wine? Lily's. Silence stretched like fog. Then, soft. It was a complication. Vic pushed for the implant trial. Experimental.
She
Responded wrong. Wrong? The logs said catastrophic feedback loop. Victor overriding safety protocols to rush the demo for investors. Elena knew. Held Lily during the seizures. Then signed the NDA with his bonus check. That night, alone in the master bath, steam clouding the mirror, I practiced the confrontation. But doubt crept in, controversial decisions piling like debt. Sabotaging Victor meant collateral. Layoffs at Hale Tech. Pensions gutted. Chloe's life upended. Her dreams of influencer stardom tanking with the ghosting. And Lily. Sweet, silent Lily, who'd started calling me best dad in signs that twisted my borrowed heart. Was I saving her or scarring her deeper? America's revenge porn, think Gone Girl meets Black Mirror, thrives on that gray. The thrill of the fall. But up close, it's just fallout. Jax pulled the rug 2 weeks in. Sinks degrading, he texted from his bolt hole. Your real body's twitching, neural bleed. We reverse soon. Or you fry both shells. Panic spiked. Adrenaline sour in Victor's veins. I needed the climax. The kill shot. Hale Tech's annual summit loomed. All hands in the Moscone Center. Victor keynoting the Lace's ethical rollout. Perfect stage. I hacked the demo script, embedding a virus to broadcast the swap logs live, Victor's face on screens worldwide. My voiceover narrating the theft. The frame. The daughter's damage. Controversial? Armageddon for big tech. Whistleblower glory or terrorist hack. The blogs would feast.
Prep was a grind.
I schmoozed VCs in Victor's Rolodex, dropping hints of disruptions ahead to spook the shorts. Elena grew paranoid. Her book club swapped for private investigators, me dodging tails in his Porsche. Heart racing like a faulty algorithm. Lily sensed the shift. Her drawings darkening, stick figures with swapped heads. One weeping ink tears. Are you leaving? She signed one afternoon in the garden. Roses clawing at the trellis like accusations. I knelt, his knees protesting. Never.
Kiddo.
But things gotta change. Her hug was fierce, small arms locking around my neck. And for a second, I forgot the cage. Willow Reed, maternal phantom in a monster's skin. The summit eve. Elena confronted me in the study, wine glass trembling. I know it's not you,
Vic.
the way you look at her. At us. Who are you? My blood iced. Had she glimpsed the logs? Or just a wife's intuition? Honed on infidelities? I played dumb, pulling her close, his cologne masking my sweat. Crazy talk.
Babe.
Stress from the keynote. But as she melted, reluctant, I saw the truth in her eyes. Fear. Not love. She'd been the architect all along, pushing Victor to steal my work, to test on Lily as leverage in their custody wars. The hidden secret? Elena's own lace implant. Experimental fix for her migraines, backfiring into addictive highs. She craved the swaps, black market thrills with strangers, bodies as playgrounds. Victor covered for her, framed me to bury the evidence trail. Twist of the knife. I left her sleeping, slipped to Lily's room. Moonlight silvered her curls. She stirred as I signed goodnight. Love you, Dad. The word gutted me. In the hall, Elena's voice echoed from a cracked door. Phone call. Hushed, he's cracking. Activate the failsafe. Failsafe? The Lace's kill switch. Buried in her private server. She wasn't waiting for reversal. She was ending it. Dawn broke frantic. Jax's van idled blocks away. My body prepped for the pull. But the keynote loomed. And with it, the drop. I suited up, Victor's reflection smirking back, ruthless. Ready. The Moscone buzzed, suits and hoodies. Coffee steam and ambition stink. Backstage. Elena brushed my cheek, eyes serpents.
Knocking dead.
Lily waited in the green room, clutching a drawing, me, her.
Hole.
Go get him, Dad. I signed back, throat tight. Lights up. Crowd roar. I stepped to the podium, mic hot, his heart thundering. Ladies and gentlemen, today Hailtech unveils the future. Slides clicked, glossy promises, neural bliss. Then, my cue. But first, a confession. The virus bloomed, screens fracturing to logs, my face, young and furious, testifying, Victor Hale stole this from me. Framed me. Destroyed his own daughter for profit. Gasps rippled. Elena bolted from the wings. Phone out, fail-safe dialing. Chaos erupted. Security swarmed, but I held the stage. Voice booming. Ask Lily Hale what beta test means. Phones lit. Live streams exploding. Twitter, X, whatever, ignited. Hale swap trending. Memes of body snatch CEOs. Elena reached the podium. Face ashen. Stop him, but the crowd turned. Murmurs to shouts. In the melee, Jax's signal pinged, reversal initiating. Pain lanced. Vision doubling. Victor's ghost rising. Mine fleeing. The swap back hit like a freight train in the Moscone's bowels, me crumpling into a utility closet. Victor's shell convulsing beside as his consciousness slammed home. Screams from the hall. He's seizing. Security dragged him, us, to medics. Elena trailing like a shark scenting blood. I staggered out Jax's back exit into the tenderloin glare, my real body aching like it had run a marathon in concrete shoes. Legs wobbly, lungs burning with fog and freedom. Did it stream? I gasped into the burner. Jax hooped from the van. Global. Willow.
Reuters?
CNBC. Hailtech tanking 40% pre-market. But Triumph soured fast. Sirens wailed. Choppers thumping overhead. Victor's empire crumbled live. But so did the walls around Elena's secrets. As I peeled out with Jax. Radio crackling exposés. Hale's wife implicated in neural misuse. Addiction rings. Custody blackmail. Lily's name dropped. Deaf heiress. Victim of experimental horrors. Controversial deluge. Activists decrying tech ethics. Lawyers circling for class actions. Talking heads debating vigilante justice or cyber terror. I was the phantom whistleblower. Untouchable, yet tainted. Revenge tasted like ash sweet, then choking. We holed up in Jax's crash pad. Monitors flickering SEC filings and deposition leaks. Victor was hospitalized. Exhausted. Code for neural whiplash. His mind frayed from the hijack. Elena lawyered up, vanishing to a Malibu redoubt. Lily? Fostered overnight. Social services swooping on the mansion like vultures. My heart, clenched at the thought. That kid. Signing pleas into a void again. I'd humanized the monster's life. Left breadcrumbs of care in Victor's muscle memory. Would he remember? Carry forward? Or corrupt it? Paranoia set in by nightfall. Jax paced. Chain-smoking vapes. Feds'll trace the hack. Your parole, poof. He was right. I was a felon with fresh fingerprints on a felony. But the real tension coiled darker. Elena's failsafe. Jax cracked it mid-watch, a remote pulse to fry the lace wearer's brain, patented as neural reset for Alzheimer's trials. She'd triggered it on stage, banking on Victor's collapse masking murder.
Me?
Collateral. My real body spared only by the mid-swap desync. Motive? Not just cover-up. Elena's emails spilled the reversal. She was Lily's biological mom. Victor the stepdad who'd adopted to seal the merger. The implant accident Elena's doing, dosing the trial to sabotage Victor's custody bid, proving him unfit for the kid he barely tolerated. Twist inverted. The betrayal wasn't Victor's alone. Elena, the polished ice queen, orchestrated the frame on me because I'd uncovered her addiction logs during a routine audit, neural highs that left her blacked out, neglecting Lily into the ER. Victor took the fall for her, pinning it on the unstable intern me. Deep complicity. A marriage of mutual graves. I stared at the screen, Jax's glow painting my face gaunt. We end this, I said. Controversial call. Expose her fully. Drag Lily into the tabloid meat grinder? Or mercy kill the story? Let CPS rewrite the girl stars? Decision night bled into dawn. Coffee cold as resolve hardened. Lily's drawing haunted me from her iPad feed, leaked by a nanny, swapped figures, labeled real dad. She knew. Sensed the change. The care that wasn't Victor's cruelty. I couldn't abandon that spark. Jax rigged a drone drop, burner tablet to the foster home in Oakland, loaded with my signs. You're safe. Fight for your voice. Attached, Elena's confession audio, pulled from Victor's cloud, her voice slurring. The kid's leverage. Vic. Fry her if you have to. The climax brewed in a Daly City warehouse. Elena's panic lair, rented under a shell. Jax's bugs confirming her frantic calls to fixers. Get the girl. Leverage. She was going scorched earth. Kidnap Lily. Bolt to Cayman Trusts. Neural lace as bargaining chip for immunity. I couldn't let it land. Gearing up felt cinematic. American grit. Me in thrift store tactical. Jax with tasers and zip ties. Hearts pounding to the rhythm of Taken but darker. No Liam Neeson abs. This is suicide, he muttered, handing me the tranq gun. Or redemption, I shot back. Controversial? Invading a suspect's turf pre-arrest. Vigilante wet dream. Lawsuit nightmare. We breached at midnight. Fog cloaking the chain link. Elena's silhouette paced inside. Phone glued to ear. The whistleblower's a ghost. Find her. Lily's photo taped to the wall. Circled in red. My blood boiled. Maternal neglect twisted to monster. Jax flanked left. I sent her. Door yielding to a crowbar creak. She spun. Eyes wild. A beretta glinting from her yoga mat. Victor? No, recognition dawned. Horror twisting her Botox mask. Willow. You bitch. Confrontation crackled. Air thick as gunpowder. Put it down. Elena. It's over. She laughed. Manic. Over? You stole his body, my life. Lily was mine to protect. Protect? I stepped forward. Trank steady. By frying her brain? Framing me for your highs. Her face crumpled. Gun dipping. He was leaving. Taking her. The company. The implant. It was supposed to fix me. Make me sharp again. She was collateral. Tears tracked mascara. Vulnerability cracking the veneer. Jax zip-tied her wrists as she ranted. The swaps. The thrills. Bodies as escape from Victor's cold orbit. Lily's silence a mirror to her own muted screams. But the rail bomb dropped as sirens wailed distant. Cops tipped by my anonymous ping. "Lily's not yours anymore," I said, pocketing her phone. "She's free." Elena lunged, spitting. "You'll rot again. For this impersonation." Assault. Controversial truth. She was half right. My revenge arc teetered on felony wire. Body theft and novel charge. Cybercrime stacking like Jenga. Yet as we dragged her out, her sobs echoing, a sliver of pity pierced. America's underbelly. Ambition devours the ambitious. Leaves the innocent picking bones. Custody then swallowed her. We vanished into the night. Jack's dropping me at a Greyhound bound for Seattle. "New start?" he asked.
Fist bumping.
"Or sequel?" I smirked. Boarding with a duffel of cash from Victor's slush. Controversial severance. News feeds blared. Hail empire implodes. Wife charged in scandal. Victor. Released. Issued a statement. Betrayed by those closest. Seeking healing for my family. Healing? He'd lawyered Lily into private care. Her sketches now auctioned for victim funds. I wondered if he'd signed her now. The care I'd implanted lingering like a glitch. Tension uncoiled slow. Miles blurring bay lights. But doubts gnawed. Had I avenged? Or just amplified the dark? Lily's face in my mind, hopeful. Signing love. The swap had bridged us. Father-daughter in phantom form. Controversial legacy. A girl empowered. A mogul humbled. A wife exposed. Yet the cost, my freedom fraying, ethics in tatters, left a hollow core. Seattle rain greeted me like an old grudge. Slick streets mirroring the washout back home. I rented a studio in Capitol Hill under Ava Green, fake ID from Jax's network. $500 well spent. Days dissolved into freelance gigs, ghost coding for indie devs. Neural tweaks minus the mad science. Nights, scrolling X for Fallout. Swapgate, a bonfire of opinions. Hero or hacker? Polls raged. Podcastus dissected my performance like a true crime script. Victor's stock cratered 70%. Board ousted him for a consulting sabbatical. Elena? Federal hold in SF. Charges piling. Fraud. Endangerment. Conspiracy. Lily vanished into sealed records. Whispers of a Canadian aunt stepping up. Revenge's afterglow faded fast. Tension coiling anew in the quiet. Migraines returned. Echoes of the lace. Phantom itches where Victor's ghosts lingered. Dreams swapped us endlessly. Me in his boardroom. Him in my parole hearing. Lily signing judgment between. Controversial what-ifs haunted. Should I have stopped at leaks? Spared Elena the raid. Let courts carve the truth? America's justice mill grinds slow. Favors the funded. My frame proved that. But playing God? That left scars deeper than bars. Jax checked in weekly. His voice crackling from encrypted lines. Fed sniffing. Dropped your alias in a honeypot. He was golden. Parlayed the hack into a crypto advisory gig.
Me?
A shadow resume. Pitching lace ethics to NGOs. Voice modulator on Zooms. The hidden secret unraveled public. Victor's memoir tease. Wired lies. Serializing in Wired. Chapters dripped betrayal. Elena's addictions. My obsession with the tech. But buried deeper. The twist that gutted me. Lily wasn't Victor's stepdaughter. She was mine. The call came mid-autumn. Fog thick as deception. Anonymous line. A social worker's timbre. MS.
Read?
It's about Lily Hale. Blood work from the custody eval. Matches. My world tilted. Coffee mug shattering on linoleum. Victor and Elena's fertility struggles, clinic records I glimpsed in the hacks, pointed to donor eggs. My profile, anonymous donor at 22. Tuition cash for Berkeley bioengineering. Victor tracked it. Married Elena to claim the miracle, framed me when I got too close to the truth during that audit. The crime I bore? Not just theft, erasure of my own blood. Shock devolved to rage. Then a hollow ache. I'd swapped into my father's body, signed love to my daughter, all while avenging a lie I lived. Controversial apex. Confront Victor. Claim Lily? Or vanish? Let her heal without the balm of biology. I booked a red-eye to SF. Heart hammering like a faulty drive.
Jaks met me curbshined.
Van reeking of solder and spite. This ends messy. We tailed Victor to a Sausalito therapy retreat, ironic waterfront. Waves mocking his washed-up empire. He was frail now. Silver hair thinning. Eyes haunted by swap flashbacks. I cornered him on a bluff trail. Rain sheeting. No Jack's solo showdown. Raw as a bar fight. Willow, he rasped. Recognition flickering like bad reception. The ghost in my skin. No denial. Just weariness. You felt it.
Didn't you?
The pull to her. I grabbed his collar. Knuckles white. She's mine. You bastard. You stole her too. He sagged. Confessions spilling with the downpour. The donor hunt. The frame to silence me. Elena's sabotage of Lily's implant to spite him. I ignored her to punish your blood in her veins. Cruelties cycle. Climax crested there. Thunder cracking, my fist connected. His nose crunching, controversial catharsis. Blood mixing rain. He crumpled. Not fighting. Whispering.
Take her.
Be better. Cops came later. My shadow long gone. But the recording, button cam from Jax, sealed it. Victor's abdication. Elena's empire of lies exposed. Courts moved seismic. Lily to me. Guardianships fast-tracked on DNA and depots. The aunt bowed out. She's yours to raise right. Ending? No tidy bow. Lily arrived hesitant. 9 now. Signing wary. Are you the swap lady? I nodded. Tears blurring signs for your mom, real one. Trust built slow. Therapy sessions in Seattle drizzle. Her drawings lightning, figures whole. No masks. Victor? Community service. Preaching tech humility at TEDx knockoffs. Elena?
10 years.
Appeal pending. Letters to Lily I screen. Remorse laced with manipulation. Debate lingers. As revenge should. Was it justice, reclaiming blood? Toppling titans or hubris? A mother's ghost haunting innocence? I watch Lily now. Fingers dancing stories on her tablet. Hearing aids trialed ethically. No black market ghosts. The swap scarred us. But forged something fiercer. Family. Unburied. In America's grind, tech dreams devouring souls, we rose from the code. Controversial? Damn right. But in the quiet of our kitchen, signs flying free. It's the only truth that sings. Yet sometimes, in the witching hour, I trace my temple scar, wondering if Victor dreams my dreams. If Elena plots from her cell. If Lily senses the phantom dad in my hesitations. Revenge's echo, it devours, but leaves seeds. Plant wisely, or watch the garden choke.